Cinnamon Green.
This message was from a proud sponsor to KNLY 91.1 FM.
Mixing genres and generations, all in one station. 91.1 FM, The Boss. We are broadcasting live from the Woodlands, Texas to the world. You're listening to the only multimedia FM station in Houston, Texas. Your Fusion Radio. Top 40s, dance, Latin, country, pop, rock and roll. All in one station. Mixing genres and generations. You're listening to KNLY, New Waverly, Texas. 91.1 FM, The Boss.
The program presented are submitted by members of our community and are a proud sponsor of KNLY 91.1 FM. The views expressed do not necessarily reflect those of KNLY 91.1 FM and its affiliates.
Good afternoon. We're having a wonderful day here at KNLY 91.1 The Boss. And of course, I'm your host, Orlando Daniels, of Today's Entrepreneur. And I'm excited because whenever I get an opportunity to bring guests and we build the rapport and the relationship and we just literally become family, it's not about pushing the business, the brand, the product, or the service, but it's literally about introducing to our followers and our listeners about the goods and services and the people that are operating in the integrity. And so I want to introduce not only my friend Jay Hu, but his lovely wife, Miss JoJo. Yes, and I'm going to give them the opportunity to actually share so much, but I want them to talk to you because I know many of you could use their services because it's always hot in Houston.
All right. Hey, guys. So my name's Jehu Trumbley. I'm here with my wife, JoJo. Like Orlando said, we own and operate affordable air conditioning. Affordable air repair is what we like to call it. So here in Texas, you know, we try to be different from the other companies out here. We try to provide a service that you guys are going to be comfortable with whenever we leave your house. We want somebody that you trust. You know, we want you to be comfortable with the person that's in your home and just be cool and comfortable when you're in your home. So we try to be different by a lot of companies that come out, they try to give you scare tactics with repairs and stuff like that, marking the repairs up to a point where it's almost plausible to replace the system at that point. I'm here to tell you that that's not the case. You know, we repair air conditioners, we specialize in repairing air conditioners, and we make it affordable to you guys here in Texas. It's hot, everybody needs air conditioning. So it's one of our primary goals and objectives to help you guys out in that regards. You know,
I was just sitting here thinking, and I was like, he's going to be seen as Steve Harvey. Because if you remember when Steve Harvey wrote the book, Act Like a Woman, Think Like a Man, the people were like angry because he was giving some secrets.
Yes.
And you literally just gave out a huge secret, a huge nugget, because we know that a lot of people get taken advantage of in this particular market, all because one, Houston is hot.
Yes, sir.
I call it, you know, just my bipolar city. It's capricious, it's subject to change without notice. You just never know what you're going to get. But what made you, not just for the convenience and the overall trying to add to your customer and to your value in regards to what you provide, but establishing something that says affordable? Because when we hear that, we're like, okay, that's inexpensive. But it's not cheap. It's great quality service, and that's the difference. Because when people hear affordable, they're thinking cheap and I can save money, and that's your goal, is to ultimately save money, save people money.
Correct.
But also to provide a service that they can't get anywhere else.
Correct.
So what inspired you to establish affordable?
Okay, that's a good question. So I worked for a lot of the larger companies, such as the name brands or the franchises out there, without naming names in particular, but I learned how these companies operate. I learned what they put into play when it comes to indoor air qualities and making sure that the air you breathe is clean and the system that you have is running at efficient paces and stuff like that. So having some of the inside scoop with these companies is definitely what has brought me forward and progressed me in this industry. You know, pricing and stuff like that, everybody's in business to make money. Everybody wants to be wealthy and things like that. But taking care of the customer, that's what's our primary objective. And we know by doing that, it's going to be returned to us. So we have no problem with going in there and doing a quality job like these bigger name brands do out there, and doing it at a lower price because we don't necessarily have the overhead right now. So we're able to do that, and it saves money on all aspects, and we can pay that forward to our clientele.
You know, I'm always, being on this platform and being able to engage and interact, not just with, the relationship we have or have been able to establish through BizConnect, but just in general, business owners and finding out their passion.
Sure.
And you've seen me say this before or post it, that's where your piece is. It's and that becomes your overall purpose, and so you're in it. But here's something that you don't know. You all are considered to me the dynamic duo from day one, and here's why. Here's why. Because since I met you, the first time we met, she was the advocate and your cheerleader, and as well as a spokesman, a voice. And so I want to give her the opportunity. I've learned the history of how you all got together, because I was thinking like maybe she was single, he went over to service the air conditioner and got some perks,
Right.
But you literally have come into what you call good thing, and we know the word talks about he who finds a wife finds a good thing, and so that's what he calls her. And so JoJo, talk to him, tell him what makes you do what you do in regards to this gentleman here.
Well, I mean, I see him every day at work. He's so inspired, and he would come home and be like, they didn't do this right. I would have done this better. And he's that employee that goes above and beyond. Like, he's the one online making these designs, like really thinking of the science of it. And when I walk in, I automatically assume like, okay, air conditioning. That's just a fact of life. I'm from Texas. But he truly like breaks it down and thinks about the science and like how many tons needs to be in this room and units. And I won't be lying to you. I don't know what he totally is all about, but it's just really sweet. And then also you touched on how if I was alone and I didn't have that knowledge and was someone to come in like, oh, your AC is broken, let me fix it, I'll upcharge you this, that, and the other, I'll just be like, okay, because I like air conditioning, of course I'm going to go with that. But we're affordable air repair, not affordable air, let me upcharge you, affordable air, new installment, no. We want to repair your system, get it as long as we can stretch it, and then we'll talk about, all right, bite the bullet, let's get it started. But we're truly like, we want to give back what has been given to us in that sense,
Absolutely.
Does that make sense?
Do you all see why I call them the dynamic duo? Do you see that they both know the biz, they know the brand, but they complement each other? And I'm always saying, whenever you get in a relationship or you date for where you're headed, but you want to make sure that you're not competing, but you're complementing, and you all have done that from day one. So kudos to the two of you. But here's something. Because we know we're in Texas, and we know it's always hot. We talked about earlier how often people run their air conditioner.
Sure.
Is there some advice that you can actually give for people who really don't know? Because when I moved here, I'm from Atlanta, so we get all seasons.
Yep.
And yeah, we get all. And when it's cold, it's cold. When it's hot, we get all seasons. But I grew up and going to school, we learned that Fahrenheit starts at 70.
Right.
That's but when I moved here, people say put it on 70 and 72 and 73. I said, you're not changing the dynamics. That's not cool anymore. But here in Texas is a little bit different. The homes are built differently. Buildings here are built differently because of the heat.
Yes.
So what would you recommend to someone to keep the bill down on the but also to not have to get over into, and we want them to get over into needing the repair.
Yes, sir.
But not getting there because they didn't know. Okay, so I want to make sure you can educate people a little bit more.
Sure, absolutely. So maintenance. That's the most important thing with an air conditioner. If you equate it to your car, you wouldn't drive your car for 100,000 miles without changing your oil. So if you run your air conditioner a full summer in Texas, you're equating to about 100,000 miles that you're putting on it in 1 year. So it's huge amounts of strain that you put on air conditioners, especially if you're not keeping them clean and checking all of the mechanical components to make sure that motors and things won't fail prematurely. So we come out $50 per season per system. $100 annually if you have one, or we kind of give some discounts if there's a big amount of systems in your home. But we come out, we clean the outdoor unit, we check all mechanical components, we give you a write-up on everything that we do. We'll change your filters on site if you have them there for us. And we'll go above and beyond. We want to make sure that when we leave, your unit's going to run efficiently, and as JoJo touched on, we want to try to make it last as long as possible. We will obviously give you our best opinion on when that system is ready to be changed out. We don't want a system that's burning through energy, that's costing you a lot of money to continue to run, because we can put something in that will run much easier. And
then save you money in the long run.
Absolutely.
It's good to see how you all, like I said before, the balance with the two. How does it change? Because I want to make mention, JoJo being a school teacher, so you got an extra edge because she teaches every curriculum, every course. So we know she's smart.
Yes, sir.
And so you got, so with that being said, how, because she's very involved during the summer times, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But does any of that change that, dynamically for the two of you when school starts back? Are you still just as involved, JoJo?
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
This is our first, so God kind of pushed us out of the nest at the end of May. So this will be the first year of me going back full time. But honestly, I think it's going to be a good thing because we offer discounts to our teachers, military, veterans, armed forces, first responders, people that have given so much to this community. So I think I'm going to hook up all my teacher friends, and if you're a teacher friend watching, I got you, girl.
Hey,
or guy.
I need an Air 5 because you
Air
just plugged that. I mean,
Absolutely.
So
that's why we're here.
So here's what I need to know, because we know that God doesn't do anything small.
Sure.
Even when Scripture talks about despise not humble beginnings, and so never look at where you are and determine where you're going to be. Just the ethics that comes with it, the support system. What kind of seed could you sow now to Jehu, to someone that's watching that wants to, that you all said being pushed out the nest, and we talked about that push that God is doing now. What would you say to someone that has worked for the big companies?
Sure.
What would you tell them?
So it's a lot of living by faith. We as a company, we're small, growing, trying to be as providable for everybody out there as possible. But if you look at it in the biblical aspect, taking that leap out on the water, whenever you have to live by that faith and you have to trust that there is something out there that's going to keep you afloat, it's kind of a peaceful feeling. Peace comes over you, and you know that at the end of the day, I don't have to worry about it. I have somebody in my court, somebody contending me. It's always going to be stressful. Walking away from guaranteed money, going to a what if is...
You preach it to the choir.
It's scary, man.
Yeah.
But doing what's right, word of mouth, customer reputation, always will get you far, especially in the customer service or in any aspect in life. Doing what's right, treating people right is what we live by.
Choose to walk on water from my friend Jehu. We have a few minutes. We're getting ready to end, but I want you to give, and whoever chooses to give out the information that people are going to need to follow you: Facebook, Instagram, phone number, anything that you want to highlight.
Sure. Phone number is 936-446-9329. AffordableServiceGuys@gmail.com is our email address.
AffordableAirRepairs.com.
That's my apology. AffordableAirRepairs.com. You can find us on Facebook. Just reach out to us in any way. My phone number is on the screen. You're going to be dealing with the owner and operator of the company. Anytime you give us a call, we'd love to help you out in any way. If you mention this advertisement with the radio in any way, we'll give you 25% off of the $50 service fee that we talked about on the club membership. So give us a call. We'd love to be able to help you out in any way.
Listen, customer service at its finest, dynamic duo. Listen, Affordable Air, you all support. Come out and just call them. Call them. Especially while it's hot. I'm your host of today's Entrepreneur, Orlando Daniels, and it is Wednesday. Make it a great week. You all be blessed.